All right. First of all, thank you everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Oryx Cast, and the interview will be with Bocas. So, for people that don't know, Bocas is a friend of mine that I met like in couple few weeks, I can
Months,
say.
months, months.
It's pretty much like
Caralho, conhece-me
2 months
conhece-me
at
desde
least.
novembro. Conhece desde novembro. Ih, caralho.
He's raid leading in SPC Discord. I met him when he was still in the Dickhead Guild.
Caralho.
Um, and pretty much, let me just lower my microphone a little bit. All right. And pretty much, he's a great friend of mine. So first of all, thank you for your presence. And let's begin. Can you introduce yourself, Boca, so people can figure out you a little bit?
Okay. My in-game name is Bocas. Like I'm 27 years old. I kind of play the game for almost 12 years now. I don't know how many hours I have because they are like countless. I'm pretty sure like over 20k. Too easy. Like not even a doubt. And yeah, I enjoy like games that have no end, and that's why I enjoy play realm.
So yeah, so Bocas is a. Can you tell? Yeah, I can turn off the music. Sorry about that. Right, let me lower the music a little bit. I think everything's fine. All right. There we go. All right. So, Bocas, do you have like any specific goal in rotmg or anything that you want to change in the game, the current state of the game?
No, like I have a goal. Like the goal is like to get now full exalted, like everything. That's my only goal at the moment. But yeah, I would change a lot of about the game, especially like the community
What
and how
exactly
Discord
bothers
works
you in the
on
community?
the community. The toxicity and like the how people like they don't even like care for each other most of the time. So yeah, that's one of the reasons like you started the Discord and everything so we can help everyone. Like that's how you're supposed to play. Like you're supposed to help everyone and not like restrain people. I don't really enjoy being restrained.
Yeah, and it's a thing, to be fair, in my opinion, that we have struggled a lot over these years. Uh, Looks like we have like different bubbles and different environments in rotmg. But
Exactly.
like example, a couple days ago, we had a guy that went in our Discord and he was just talking like things that people don't even need to listen, and they are called like bad apples. But I think that is what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I
But
see, I
that's
see.
something you cannot control, so that's something I already like I'm used to and doesn't even bother me. But if small changes are made, like the game can be so much better for like everyone that plays it. Like I'm
Hmm.
not even talking about just the Discord. Like the people actually, if people start open their minds and actually start caring about something, they are not like, oh, it's just a game and I'm just like play and I die and whatever. Like if even though if I ruin someone, like you are not supposed to do it like that. If you waste like probably like 2 hours a day on your life, that's like too many hours on your life to be wasting just to play randomly, you know? You should actually try to do something in the game, or else you just should like move on, because if you're just wasting time just by wasting, I don't think that this is the best game for you like to be doing that, like especially because this is like a team game, like based game, you know,
Exactly.
even though
It's
most
a
of the times
co-op one.
soloing. Yeah, like it's a team game. Like even though soloing stuff is most of the time easier because you don't have people dragging or like doing random shit,
Hmm.
but it's supposed to be like a team game, you know? That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I
Like
see. And I'm not sure if you really experienced like back in the days, but I had a couple few projects before related to community alike projects. One of them was a Discord server, but I left it like a couple months later. But what I'm trying to say is, do you think community lost this sense of communication and network over these years because of Discords, or no?
A little bit, but they gained as well because most of the time people actually know. Like now you have more people knowing stuff, but could be better. Could be better because of the discords. Could be better. Like on the discords, you just I already was like one time in a call, in a public discord, and all I heard the entire run it was the raid leader only saying left, right, up, down, left, left. Like that's not something cool to be listening to. Even though sometimes they try to like like talking some other stuff or telling stories or whatever. That's only monologues. Like people can
Hmm.
interact and actually they can do stuff. So like having a Discord, I understand you have to mute some people because you don't know who is gonna troll or who's gonna talking like a normal person. But that's the thing. Like you need to understand who can talk and who can't. Like if you have people that cannot behave like human beings, you shouldn't like let them speak. That's the thing. They should not be in the Discord. They need to be like somewhere else. If they are like funny for themselves, they can be funny somewhere else. That's the thing. So, like on the Discord that you made, no one is muted. Like everyone can talk, even though sometimes we are hearing like news from other countries, from some other people. I'm not going to say the name now, but that's part of the process. Sometimes you need to understand other people, like news and stuff. But yeah, that's a bit thing. Like
Yeah, I see.
everyone should be allowed to talk. That's the thing. You don't need to mute people or like make them just listen to you because like you are not like in a, how do you say, monarchy. Like you are
Yeah,
not the
I
king and
gotcha.
everyone just have to follow you. Like that shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That's
Yeah,
one of the
except
main reasons I don't have patience to be on Discord anymore.
yeah, that's a thing that we can see like in this different environment, like very experienced players spreading out like in different fields. Example, um, we can say like the player Linky, he actually left several discords and only play on Twitch or actually help other people as well over there. So I think it's a result of this standard that were built like over these years. Uh, and I was having like a conversation with one of the admins of one of a big server, big Discord server, like a couple months ago, and he said to me, "You actually this high efficient layout that we have right now in rotmg will no longer stay like that much time. So this is the main reason why we see like discords evolving in turning into like a different environment. This is what I feel. Do you actually think about that in the same perspective
Sorry, what?
about this Discord change that we see? Because I'm not gonna lie, but the way how rotmg is being played, it's pretty much all do you have friends or you go to on Twitch to look for runs or whatever, or run on Discords.
Yeah, that's the truth. Like playing just by meeting someone randomly in the realm, it's almost impossible because even though you can meet someone and actually made a friendship and everything, but you are not going too far because probably you are both too new to the game. And if you don't have like the minimum interest in like searching stuff on YouTube or whatever to understand a bit, you are not going to evolve that much because the game is not too like beginner friendly at the moment. Okay,
Exactly.
even though you see everyone doing on YouTube PPE like videos and stuff, that's people that actually dominate the game and they actually know what they need to do and don't, and they actually
Hmm.
know how to not die. That's the most important thing. Like for example, I can do like a brand new PPE in my main account, like play no pet or whatever, and I would actually succeed pretty well because
Hmm.
I understand the basis of the game and I know what I need to do. Like a new people, like new people that start the game, they don't actually have that base, and if they don't have the minimum interest in searching or like wanting to know, like they all they have is like getting into some discords, and maybe if they can get, because they are actually new, they don't have that many stuff, they can actually try to learn something from there. Like that's a good thing
Exactly.
having like public discords and stream, so people can actually learn a bit of the game, you know, because if you don't
And pushing
learn.
this and this subject, and I want to keep about that. When you invite like somebody new into this game, uh, do you actually agree with this affirmation, which is you must need like another experienced player to share that knowledge to that player, to that new player?
Like yeah, like totally. Like you need to be like, for example, if I invite a friend, that happened a lot, and I actually helped a lot of friends I have. So
Uh-huh.
the thing is, if you are like, if you dominate a little bit, like the minimum of the game, you can actually be good and stay good for a long of time. Like for example, I don't play without characters A8 if I like, if I don't want to. Like I don't need to play without A8s. I totally don't. Like I actually don't do it. But the thing is, if you like try to come to a new game, for example, brand of nowhere, because the game is on Steam at the moment. Like back in the day, it wasn't, but now on Steam people download it and they try it. If you try it alone, it's not gonna be like that good for you, because you're just gonna be like dying to pirates or wherever minion on the very low lands. So you're not going to enjoy anything because you don't have any knowledge of the game, and you don't even know you need to pot or whatever, you know. Even though you have a small tutorial, the tutorial is not enough to tell you what you need to do.
Hmm.
And even though you can make to level 20, like people don't know what they have to do after, you know. People reach level 20 and they're like, "Oh, I'm at max level already. It's 20." And they just stay there for a long time until they die. So that's the thing. Like, I think people actually need to be invited, or if they like are new, they should actually look for like tips on the game, or actually ask to anyone they see like that are good. You know, for example, myself, if someone actually PMs me, and happened a lot, people PM me asking me, "Oh, what is that armor, or where can I get something like that?" I actually tell them a little bit of the game, and I actually tell them, for example, if someone asks me what my Kuras is, I'm gonna tell them it's like the best end game armor. And if they,
Hmm.
how can I get it? I'm gonna be totally honest, and I'm gonna be like, dude, you cannot even get it close to it because you don't dominate like half the game. You
Hmm.
know, people are not like even max speed. They don't even know how to dodge stuff on the end game dungeons. And if they don't search it, they're never gonna be like anything. They're just gonna be like another like number. Just always keep dying. That's the thing. If you
Exactly.
want to succeed
I
in the game, you
I
need to
can
actually
see
pay
that.
attention.
But don't you think new players or even mid-game players are too afraid to get closer to another experienced player?
Yeah, they are a bit. People don't
Because
actually
for
talk.
me, when
Yeah,
playing other games, I was like, oh, how do I behave in front of that guy? You know,
yeah, yeah.
maybe
That's
I'm too
actually a
afraid
thing. I
to go
actually
there
did
and
that
ask. You know,
myself. I did actually myself a couple like
how you and
a lot
keep
time
that
ago.
in mind, right? Uh, how difficult was the game to you when you began to improve your skills from a mid-game player to an end game when you
Man,
entered
it was really,
this
it was,
environment?
man, it was really hard. Most of the time, because if you want to do a transition and actually stop like farming just potions and a bit of fame here and there, because farming fame is easy. So if you want to look like in a different perspective, like learning a new dungeon, me myself, I'm still learning shatters actually from you, so doesn't matter. I die a lot. Like I keep dying every single time. I even died today. That's the thing.
Mhm.
And even if I die with the character that I'm actually passionate about, because I've been playing with him like for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks in a row. If you die, you shouldn't be like feeling sad or like too afraid to keep trying again. You know. For example, if you wanna, for example, most of the people are afraid of O3, and if you want to be like okay, first of all, you need to search a bit, okay? Like actually try the simulator for the celestial because that's where people like actually
A
die.
small research before the real action you
Yeah,
see.
exactly. Like search a bit on YouTube because you have a lot of tutorials. And
Hmm.
actually, if you, for example, if you're planning on coming to O3 and you have at least like 3, 4 slots, you should, okay, maybe you shouldn't be 8-8. Okay, you should look for a public run and actually try to go without being max because you're probably gonna die if you
Hmm.
want to really learn it. And even if you die, is not bad because you just need to be like, for example, if you try to come and you die on the mini boss, okay, you died like 2, 3 times in the same mini boss, but at the fourth time you actually learn it and you can pass those 3 characters that you die. That wasn't even maxed. First of all, if he's not maxed, he's not even a big loss. Okay, it
Hmm.
doesn't count as a loss actually. But if you actually pass it, it's better for you because now every time you see that mini boss, you can always pass him, okay? And you can always go to O3. So then you can start learning O3 over and over, and you can actually like maybe you can finish it. And if you can finish it in a character that is not maxed, in a character that is maxed, you can actually do good, okay? And then if you build up trust and confidence, and that's how you like start to do dungeons. Like you just need to be confident, and even if you die, it's not that bad because you are actually learning something, okay? Like you shouldn't die AFK, okay? Like you shouldn't be like, okay, I'm gonna stay here and then I leave the game and yeah, expect not to die because that can kill you always, okay? You shouldn't AFK inside the dungeon.
Yeah, like how
But
Seikov was
yeah,
doing
like
like a couple
yeah,
minutes ago.
salve o meu
So
irmão,
yeah,
caralho, que é burro. But yeah, you shouldn't
so
always.
yeah.
You shouldn't. But that's the thing. Like keep it short. If you wanna do something like inside rotmg, you should actually search it and try it over and over. Okay. Like myself, I did so many shatters already with paladin. Like
But don't you
I
think
am okay.
like but don't you think I know it's a very complicated process of learning like in between and actually do like a properly transition in between like mid game and end game, right? I know it's
Yeah.
very complicated and even living from mid game is very tough for new players. It's a thing that I actually acknowledge very well. However, um, don't you think like way too many information spread it out in rotmg like on YouTube, on Twitch or Discord servers, on document tests or whatever, isn't like way too many information for new players to figure out like, oh, which one I should believe, you know?
No, like you should always believe if the information has actually a video. Okay. For example, if you are trying to learn O3, you can actually watch YouTube videos, okay? Because you can actually learn it from there. But you can also watch someone stream. Like on paper is hard to believe, okay? Because
It is
sometimes on paper
definitely.
something, yeah, like on the wiki in Realm, you're never gonna learn anything. You're just gonna learn where the items drop. Okay, if you are looking for an item, the Wikipedia is gonna tell you where to get it. But
He's talking
if you wanna
about
actually learn,
Realmai wiki. And actually,
yeah,
I'm not
no, no,
gonna lie,
no.
but Realmai do like an amazing job providing that information, you know?
Yes, they did,
It's
they did.
very helpful.
But that's the thing, you should actually always try to search, like always in YouTube, if someone is recording, like a normal run. I'm not talking about all cut stuff because people can actually make up stuff sometimes. But overall, most of the times people are like, oh, this like O3 guide. Okay,
Hmm.
that's actually a good way to start learning stuff because that's someone that is already experienced and they have like wasted time building up the content so other people can actually learn, you know. So that's actually a good way to start, like watching YouTube videos. That's one of the reasons like I did start play the game and I did start learning by YouTube videos from a very old guy named Kale, like a very OG guy. That's where I like learned how to do snake pits back in the day, like where you didn't have pet or whatever, so it was kind of harsh. So that's where I did learn snake pits and sprites and abysses. So yeah, I always learned from YouTube because I actually wanted to learn because I wanted to be good.
Hmm.
So yeah, if you need to have a little interest in the game, like you cannot expect to be good if you don't put up like effort and especially time. This game is a lot about time. Like you cannot expect to be very good if you just play the game for like 30 minutes a day. Like that 30 minutes a day is not going to get you anywhere. Unless you are already like in the end game, like myself. If I come up to the game and I do like 30-minute session, but on those 30 minutes I just farm nests and I do like 10 nests in 30 minutes, for me it's good, okay? Because those 30 minutes were actually total all
It's like
how to say.
consistency. I know
Yes,
exactly.
yes, you need to be consistent in
That's the
what you're
key.
doing.
That's the key. As long as you
That's the
keep
thing.
like resilient about this process, you can actually see and witness your progress.
Exactly.
And going about this subject, what do you think about this new layout of rotmg, which is
The new layout.
exaltations?
I actually enjoy them because exaltations actually help the player. If
Because
you
most
if you
people
take if
don't
you
know,
take a
but
look,
you're very old in rotmg. How old you are?
man, my account is 11 years and almost 300 days. Like pretty close to 12 years at this point.
Uh,
So I did pass all of those times in rotmg. Like when you died, all your items were gonna be in your grave. Those were the madness. That shit was actually good. So yeah, I
mhm.
did pass so many times on the game. I do think exaltations are good because actually make people want to do something and they actually reward you with something. For example, if you on your case you are fully exalted everything, you get plus 35% drop rate on top of everyone. So most of the times you are gonna drop like too many white bags compared to the other people, and the other people are not gonna understand. They are like, oh, the guy is actually having too much luck, but it's actually not the luck. It's because you are. Oh, I'm gonna die. Okay, no, that's the thing. You are actually like full exalted, so you have 35% drop rate on top of everything. So that's one of the main reasons I actually want to get full exalted. It's so I can have like 35 drop rate on top of everything.
And
Not
what do you
gonna lie.
think about this reward that we see like from exaltations? Example, as you
The skins,
mentioned, not only the skins,
or
but yeah, could be the skins, could be the loot boss.
actually the thing,
Do you
that's a
think
good
they
thing.
should change that? Like Deca should change it
I
or
actually
no?
think the Eka could actually made something. I never told you that because it was a stupid idea, but actually Deca should made it. No, the thing, you can imagine this. The exaltations, okay? For example, you full exalted attack, okay? You should
Hmm.
be able to get a token reward from full exalted attack on a character. Keep in mind this, and then waste the token in the Tinkerer to choose one white bag from all the white bags on the dungeon. You
Hmm.
can go there and pick one because people can be really unlucky. I talk for myself because I'm actually really unlucky. I already did like over 200 shatters and I didn't drop a single crown yet. For example, I did full exalt the paladin and I
About
didn't drop a single crown.
the
So
old
the
school
thing is,
shatterers or the new one?
no, 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 no. The new ones.
The
I
new
already
one?
did like
I
over
see.
200. Yeah, I got like couple peacekeepers. Like I did got the warmonger. So, and I never dropped the crown. That's one thing. Like you should get a token, and then you should be
Exactly.
able to go to the tinker with that special token and like choose a white bag of your choice from a single like
Uh,
because there is no one like there's not everyone that's gonna be like full exalted on everything, and that's extra to keep people like try to do it.
I
That's
see.
actually a
I
good
see.
idea that I actually got up on my mind from like a few days. I was actually saving it to like talk to you in like the future, but now that you ask me, that's one thing I would change on the exaltation, like to be more appeal, because all the rewards they are giving, they are all okay. They could give a little bit more. Like
Hmm.
don't be like on 50, 100, and then 250. From the 100 to 50, you have like 150 exaltations that doesn't give you anything. They
Hmm.
are kind of a lot, like without anything. And the same thing for me, like for example, I'm on 303 whatever, and from 303 to 500 I don't get anything Besides, if I full exalt something, I get a skin, you know. So
Yeah, I
I think
see.
the game
It's
should
more
give
like
like
be,
more small ones, you know.
yeah, like give like a properly reward for the people that actually put the effort into a
Exactly.
specific dungeon. I know.
Like they can add you like small steps. Like they don't need to give you like big
Exactly.
stuff. They can give you like 5 lucky clovers, you know, from
Exactly.
50 to 50 exaltations. Like
Yes.
200, no, like in 300 you get like 5 lucky clover. In 350 you get 5 lucky clover. That's small things that could actually improve a lot,
Uh-huh.
and people would be like happy to do them, you know, because for I speak to myself, sometimes I run out of lucky clovers most of the time because I waste them on O3 to try to get like tier 7 abilities. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think exaltations
and
are
what
pretty
do you
good,
think
but
about
they can be
this?
changed.
What do you think about this? The new weapon variety, as you see in rotmg example, in Shatters, we see like pretty much a new kind of weapon, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And in Oryx Free, we only have the standard tier weapons over there as well. Do you
Yeah,
think
I think the
they
mini
got like a
bosses.
new addition of that, like a good move or no?
No, I think it was a good move, but they choose only a specific dungeon, like Shatters. That is actually, everyone knows it. Shatters is harder than O3 to do. So
Hmm.
I don't think it's bad to have those variety on Shatters, but I think they should also drop from the mini boss on the O3, because keep in mind the
So
O3 is the
getting like
hardest
a
dungeon
standard,
technically.
yeah, getting
No,
like the
not like
standard
guaranteed. Like they can have like a drop rate, like in Shatters. Like it's not guaranteed unless you solo.
from Oryx 3 as well.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, like I think
Oh, I
if
see.
you solo
Yeah, actually
something,
makes
the
sense.
drop rate should be guaranteed. Because I speak for myself. I really hate when I solo stuff and they don't drop me the loot. You know. For example, if you try to solo Penteract, you're not even guaranteed like a single pot.
Yeah,
That's
realm
one thing
events need
I
their
really hate.
rework. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's something I really hate. If you solo Penteract, you need to get 5 potions because you did solo the entire thing. But yeah, that's something to talk in like other things or whatever. But I
But
think if you solo, you should be guaranteed with like the items that they drop. You know, that's a thing. That's
yes,
actually, and they actually have it. So in
it's
some
a thing
dungeons,
that we see in Shatters and Oryx 3
yeah, I don't think you
when
see it
talking
in
about
anyone.
gears.
Yeah, talking about gears, I think it's the only two that actually do it.
Uh-huh. And
So yeah,
also
that's the
holds
thing.
when dropping like vials as well, like a
No,
guaranteed
yeah,
drop.
but Vial doesn't count because Vial needs to drop always. So if you solo, she needs to drop. You know,
Hmm.
like you the only reason the cult exists it's so you can go get at the Vial. So yeah, the Vial is all it's a guaranteed drop every single time to solo. Like, but yeah, I think it's a good mechanic actually. The drop rates as well. They could improve it a little bit, but yes,
And what about
it's
this
good.
Forge implementation that we saw in rotmg? Like, I think it's
If I have
very
something against,
recent for you, right?
yeah,
And you
no,
also
not recent because
experienced
I did.
that, like
Yeah,
this implementation at since the beginning, you know.
yes, yes, I did. But at the beginning, I think it was a bit broken, and now they actually fix it because you need to waste items from the dungeon. That alone, I think it's okay because, for example, myself again, I didn't drop a single crown, but I did drop a lot of other white bags from the shatters, you know. So I can actually go there and I can actually craft myself a crown because I do have the blueprint. So I think that's not a bad idea because players can the players need to have like the choice on their hands, you know, like you should be able to have the choice on your hand, like if you
Hmm.
want the item or not, but you don't need to drop that on the floor, all right? So for example, I actually like I'm looking for a crown, but not that consistent, but I should be able to, like, for example, if I dropped 3 times a sidearm, okay, for samurai, and I
Hmm.
actually already use one, and I still have two. So I don't really need to keep up those two just because I was unlucky. And I can actually just go there and change them to like a crown. I think that's good for everyone. Like that doesn't affect anything in the game, or like actually only provides good things for the game because people now can have better sets if they can actually forge stuff, if they put the effort and the items to do it. So I think the forge system, it was actually something necessary to the game because people like, this is a RNG based game. Like
Hmm.
you have random generator to give you loot. Like you are not guaranteed a specific item. So if you can actually go there and change the RNG to something perma, like I can go there and just craft myself what I actually want, I think that's a very good thing about the game. I just think like
Exactly.
the legendary items.
Sometimes RNG and rotmg is not like
It's not
don't
always
give
good.
you. Yeah, it's not always good. We
That's
always
the
know
thing.
that.
Yeah, everyone knows that. That's one of the biggest reasons. Like, I think the Forge Fire, the only thing I would change at the moment, because actually everything is perfect, except you have to wait a full week to do one single legendary item. That's one of the things that I really don't enjoy. Is
Hmm.
always like having to wait a week. Like I think for a week you should be able to craft two of them. Even though like crafting two of them seems a bit too much.
Two legendaries.
Yeah, two legendaries per week isn't that
Oh, I
much
see.
because you are actually burning four items. So of
Exactly.
course there are people like with a lot of
Because not.
entires, but
Uh-huh.
that's the thing. Like people have the entires to actually use them. So if you have two times legendary per week, it's not bad for like anyone. It's only always improves the gameplay of the people. So that's always good for everyone. So that's one of the things I don't understand is why they have the forge fire so high. Like one per week is a lot, man. Like you have to wait like 7 days. You have to wait 7 days to actually do it. I think it's seven if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken.
Pretty much you need to wait for 20 days to build a full 4-4 gear.
Exactly. That's what I did. I actually waited like a full month to build a mystic.
Pretty much like a
I'm
month to
not.
wait for it, unless
Yeah,
if you
like
fall like a couple money over there.
no, no, no. I do, yeah, I'm talking
And it's
for
another
experience
topic I
for
want to
everyone.
I want to have a
That's
conversation with.
yes, that's a
What do you
very
think
good
about
thing.
this? Do you think rotmg is pay to win or pay to
Yes.
progress?
No,
What do you think?
I mean, pay to win is pay to everything, like pay to progress and pay to play. Like the game is pretty much a lot of pay to win, especially only because people are used to it. For
Hmm.
example, you don't see like that many people wanting to farm outside of Discords, because they are like, oh, it takes too long. Actually, it doesn't. Sometimes it's a way faster. I'm not even gonna talk about Cogbolt speed runs that we did, but the thing is, people are too used to like sit on a VC and they wait for someone to burn money. Okay, keep in mind,
Hmm.
people burning out keys wastes our money. Okay, that's the thing. So people are like totally pay to win. Like
Pretty much like
I don't say
five
anything.
bucks each key, right?
Yeah, not
Yeah, pretty
five. It's
much
like $2.
two
Two.
bucks.
I don't know on your. Okay, I'm gonna tank. Fuck it. I'm gonna stay. Um, but that's the thing. Yeah, the game is totally pay to win, especially because if you don't have the time, that's one of the things. Because if you waste time, and keep in mind, time is still money. Okay, so every time you waste time on the game, you are not doing probably like working or whatever, or you could be like having like a side hustle. So you are
Hmm.
wasting time on the game. You are wasting money, and I'm gonna die with my main palette. The hell?
I see.
Are you man? Okay. No, the thing is, yeah, the game is pay to win because you have to waste either a lot of time or a lot of money. Okay, so that's two things. But yeah, that's my
Exactly.
opinion. Like the game is actually pay to win. There is no other people. Like if people tell me, oh, the game is free to play. Yes, the game is free to play, but the time that you waste to get something, it's not free to play because you are wasting a lot of time. And if you want
Hmm.
to speed up, for example, if you want to speed up a pet, like if you start the game now and you want to have a divine pet to actually be good or actually try to be good with or competitive, you are gonna burn at least. at least $600 or 700 in those areas. Okay, because now feeding the pet it's way expensive. You know, since they rework it and you have to waste more like feed power to actually get it to max. So so yeah, the game is totally pay to win, but it's still enjoyable as a free to play if you know how to do it, you know? And if you actually are in the game for like at least like let's say a year or 6 months, I don't know, depends. But yeah.
Exactly, exactly. I have like the same perspective about that situation
Yeah,
as
the
well.
game is totally pay to win, man.
But
If someone says it
do
isn't, they are living in like the wonderland.
do you think the game, how the game is being progressed, like updates and such, like when it's being held by Deca Games, when compared with other producers, do you think
Yeah.
the game is way better right now? Because I
Um.
think the medieval era of rotmg that we experienced like a couple years ago, where pretty
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
like the game was standing in a corner and nobody was giving a shit about
Yes.
rotmg.
Yes. No, at the moment I do feel like the game is getting some love. They could be better, but yeah, I think actually the decade was the best thing that happened to the game. Not lying and not like telling it just to be like a funny guy or whatever, but it is true because the game got a lot of updates and a lot of changes, and you actually see
Yes,
people
exactly.
like taking care of the game,
Like every
like on the
week
exploit,
we see an
like
update
exactly.
coming.
Exactly. Every week you have updates to fix small bugs, and every week they try to look for stuff. And actually, if they do find out they messed up, they actually stop it on time or pretty much close to on time. Since like the last major bug they have with the fame on the cogbolt, they did
Mhm.
stop it like 30 minutes after they figured it out, and everyone like did understand why they stopped it because you cannot exploit fame like that because fame is hard to get because it takes a lot of time. So yeah, I think Deca is actually making a good job, and they can do better if they try. But he's actually going well at the moment.
And about end game content, as you mentioned, I want to ask you something real quick. Do you see the game when you reach like the end game content provide like a lot of challenges for the players or no?
Yeah, I do. Keep in mind if you are an end game player, for example, yourself, even yourself, you dominate shatters, and sometimes you end up dying because you are like too confident or you are like trusting someone to help you. Salve Manuel. I'm not gonna say names. So yeah, I do think it's always a challenge to do something, but even though you dominate the area, a small mistake can actually end up your entire character. And as you know, like dying in your character means like full reset on fame and like the biggest thing on the end game people are the fame. So you don't want to die in your main character. So yeah, I don't think it's a challenge. Every single thing in the game, like the permadeath thing in this game, is the only appeal to like end game people because you always have to be paying attention, or else you're gonna lose everything you have. So yeah, I do
Exactly.
think everything it's always a challenge. Sometimes you can be more chill. Like for example, we are doing like a podcast and we did the O3 that
Hmm.
actually is like one of the hardest dungeons in the game, and we are totally fine with that because we actually know what to do and we don't really need to be like paying too much attention. You know, like I think I did leech half of the O3, but whatever. I was just standing still.
So yeah. So what is your thoughts about hard mode shatters? And why it does make the game so much different?
Um, to be
Because for
fair,
me
I
it
did.
looks like it brought like a new way to play rotmg, and
Yes,
like
it's actually I did try it.
so
Like
different,
I
so different.
yeah, the thing is I don't actually I don't even dominate the normal one. I don't even I did attempt 2 times hard mod, and I
Hmm.
didn't pass the second boss yet. So for me, it's actually a challenge, and I want one of these like in the end of this year. Probably I really want to totally like finish one. Like I really need to do it for myself because it's a goal, you know. Like I want to
Hmm.
be able to actually finish one. But that's the thing. I think it's something that it's necessary, and I think every dungeon should have a hard mode, so you could get like a better item. That's not bad. The bad thing is people doing it like first of all probably not legit because they are getting the end game item like not legit. So you are not even it's not even like your merit. It's like your cheats or whatever like merit. And even though like people, for example, I know a couple players that actually dominate endgame, and for them it's okay. Like they can actually do it like with not without a wand, without sword, only with pet. So that's people that actually enjoy bullet hell, you know, just dodging.
Hmm.
That's one thing I don't really enjoy because I don't want to be like 20 or 30 minutes in a boss fight just to be dodging every single thing. Like I do enjoy the game, but as a fast pace, you know. Like I
Hmm.
don't have my head is not set up to be like 20 or 30 minutes in a single boss fight, you know. Like that's one of the reasons I don't like solo stuff most of the time if I don't actually can do them fast, you know. I actually need to do them fast because in my brain, if I
It's a
take too
good thing.
long, I start to get like like anxious, you know, like it's taking me
Yeah,
too long.
and I want to discuss about that. Like nowadays, we don't see like the same player age of rotmg anymore. Of course, we still have like
Yeah.
some kids playing the game, but the most of the players that grow up with rotmg are no longer
Yes.
kids, you know. So
Even though
right
half of them
nowadays,
behave, half
exactly,
of them
half of them
behave
behave,
like they are kids. Okay. But
but we
yes,
most of them have a
the
work, have a job. So
exactly.
on their free time, they come into the game and
And I
want
don't
to
want to be
spare the
like,
time. Like, okay, I want to exalt, but I don't have like that much time because I cannot be standing like for too long to, you
yeah.
know.
That's one
I
of
think
the
it
problems I
become
have
like more
sometimes.
common.
Yes.
Exactly, like
Yeah, yeah,
you.
yeah. That's the thing. Like I that's one of the reasons I don't like try to do I never try to do the hard mode. That's one of the things I don't like to waste too much time in a single dungeon. It's because I
Hmm.
don't have that much time to spare since like I have my life. So when I come to the game, I just want to chill and do stuff like fast, you know? Like I do
Hmm.
enjoy the game, but I enjoy the game playing it like a bit fast. I don't like to be like 20, 30 minutes in a single dungeon, you know? Like
Hmm.
that's one of the reasons I don't really enjoy too much playing in public discords. It's because even a small dungeon, like for example cult, I can solo cult in like 10 minutes as a sorcerer because sorcerer is actually broken at the moment since the rework. But if you try to go in a cult in a discord, you're gonna waste like at least 20 minutes most of the time. Most of the discords take 20 minutes to do a cult, even though if I go solo, I can do it in probably half the time. So that's one of the reasons I don't really enjoy the taking too much time, you know,
But
because I actually don't have
don't
the
you
time.
think that is caused by HP scaling? Because I know HP
Yeah, yeah,
scaling
yeah,
just
that's the
come
thing.
to avoid that insta pop of
Yeah,
realm
it
events
was
pretty
because
much
of the
at
insta
back in
pop
the
just.
days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think HP scale is something needed, you know, because if you don't have the HP scale, like the fights doesn't take any single time. For example, the old chatters was just a joke. That's one of the reasons I don't have my characters all full exalted attack. It's
Hmm.
because um, before the rework of the shatters, I had stopped playing like for 3 months because I lost the interest in the game because
Hmm.
it was too easy, you know. And even though the exaltation progress was there, I was getting progress. Like I got tired of doing the dungeon over and over, like non-stop, because it was too easy, you know. Like I just had to
Hmm.
stand still and didn't do it. I just had to shoot in front, you know. So
Hmm.
that's one of the reasons I don't think if this game is too easy, it's gonna lose the interest on the long term, you know. You're
Hmm.
gonna get tired, you're gonna get like brain fatigue because you are doing over and over and always the same. By the way, hello, hello, Philip, hello.
And was
So
that
yeah,
like
I
the
think I
main
think the
reason
H skill
why?
is necessary. Yeah,
And was that the main reason why most of the people that play rotmg, like nowadays, they take this short break, medium break, or even long
yeah, yeah,
breaks?
yeah. I
Because
think everyone
it's
ends up
it's
coming
a
back.
good topic, to be fair.
Yes, yes. I think everyone ends up coming back sooner or later. But for example, if you are in like in advanced stage of your life, if you actually gonna take a break in video games, and probably you're not gonna coming back because your life is like pulling you away for like important stuff, you know, like playing the
Hmm.
video game. It's something that you have to do if you have like spare time, you know.
Hmm.
So most of the people that take breaks, but they do keep playing other games, it's probably like 80% sure they will come back to Rotom one day if they ever actually enjoyed the game. Because if you just play the game just for playing, or if you play the game just because you have friends playing it and you actually don't like it that much,
Hmm.
if you actually stop like for a break, I do believe you are not gonna coming back, you know, because you actually like stop playing because you don't enjoy it. Like I did
Hmm.
stop play the game. Like my break was just because I actually like didn't enjoy how the game was going. Like for me at that time, you know, like always doing the same thing over and over, and just like it's not for me. Like I don't like that a lot. So that's why I did the break, and then actually the reward chatters did come back, and that's when I start to play again because it was just something new and something that you cannot like steamroll like you did before. Like you cannot just stand still and just leave the and just kill the boss instant, you know. So that's a good thing. Like the HP scale is something needed, and it's actually something good for the game.
Yeah, see.
So
And that was the thing that we really experienced like a couple weeks ago. Actually, 2 months maybe, or even 1 month. Um, Pretty much people were abusing the high score for speedrunning the wetlands because
yeah,
of this HP scaling feature.
exactly. That's the thing. The HP
And
scale should
that is
be
a thing,
made
you know.
properly, you know. Yeah, I know that's a thing. That was also a thing in Shaters, not Shater, Shaitan, the
Shaitan, yes.
yeah Shaitan dungeon. That was also a thing. You know, back in the
Hmm.
day, that was how people farm fame and potions non-stop. They would just pop Shaitans, and someone enter, and they wait 10 seconds, and everyone entered. So the boss was with like probably 200k, and you had like 20 people with all four sets, and they insta the boss. You know, that's why
Hmm.
they changed the Shaitan as well, so they couldn't do that. And I think that should be something that they should pay attention and actually change in all the dungeons so people cannot exploit that. You know, like most of the people always find a way, especially with the HP scale thing, because you can also like test it
Hmm.
normally, you know. So that's the thing. Like, I think the one of the things that the devs missing is like a good, probably like or more time, like with the open test, so people can also like try to find bugs or exploits, and shouldn't be like they shouldn't be negatively like banned or something because they are trying to exploit the game. But the
Hmm.
devs should pay attention and actually say thank you to those people because they are actually figuring out bugs. You know, for example, the wetlands, the bug
Hmm.
they did with the wetlands. If they actually try and actually open the test server a bit more, and they
Hmm.
actually think about it, they probably wouldn't have that problem. You know, people abusing the HP scale.
Do you
That's
think
one of
they
the
test
reasons.
their game?
Uh, at this point, I do believe they don't test it that much. You know, especially because of the cockbolt issue. That's one of the main reasons. Because if you actually, for example, the
Yeah.
cockbolt
Oh,
problem,
for
it's
people
because they
there is
change.
the people for that is watching this stream right now and have no clue about this cardboard issue that we had like a couple weeks ago. That is because when people were like pretty much like destroying the turrets from cardboard, um, you could get like 20,000 fame base each kill. So that
For
is
each turret,
for
yes.
each tour. to
So
it.
that was the bug,
That
and
is what
that
is
bug
Bocas
happened.
talking about.
Yeah, that bug happened especially because they did take off the god keys mods. You know, they took off the less damage and the less HP boss, and they actually reworked all the mods worked. You know, but they forgot to try it, especially with the fame one. You know,
Hmm.
so if people went like in a more experienced fame from the
Hmm.
minions inside the cogbolt, there was the bug. You know, like the
Hmm.
20k was not on a normal mod; it was just on the more experience from the minions. You know, so yeah, at this point, I don't think they actually test the game, or if they do, they don't do it that hard. You know, they don't go that deep trying to find
Hmm.
bugs and stuff. We are doing void. Is that it?
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it.
I don't know if
I
you have
don't
vial.
know if you have viable. It is what
Dude,
it
do we
is.
have
We have a
vial?
little.
If you don't, I'm gonna leave. No, I don't wanna fuck up my exalts. I'm sorry. Sorry
Okay.
to break the conversation. I don't wanna
We own him.
vial.
All right, he's here.
Okay.
He's here. Oh,
Okay. I'm gonna trust. I'm gonna trust.
good.
So yeah,
He's a
yeah, I don't want to
perfectionist.
fuck my exalt, man. That's the thing. That's one of the things I have. I have like OCD, and I actually like to watch my exaltations go at the same time, especially on void because it's too hard to do them like properly, you know. But yeah, sorry to break up. I don't think they test that much on the game. Yeah, and if they do, they should actually try to. For example, I think at this point they have at least like a list of things they shouldn't like. They should actually try to find. You know, for example,
Mhm,
I hope in the future they don't have any exploit about the fame because with this one that happened, they also I hope they did learn. They need to actually check some stuff when they rework things about fame or about minions, you know? Because one thing about this game is the minions are the most important part of the fame, especially because the fame cult exists. Fame cult is all based about the minions, so I hope people like on Deca pay attention every time they actually rework something now, especially if it involves minions, you know,
mhm.
especially. So I do hope they have like a list or they have someone that's paying attention to that. So I think that's a thing they should actually also look for it, you know.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
the next updates don't get like to
It's
they don't
almost
break the game.
impossible to make the game like a bug free. You know, it's a
Yes,
thing.
every game it's
Every game
programmed by
has its
people.
own business,
Uh,
and it's so much difficult
yes,
to manage, like often or even detect it. But I think what they did is very reasonable because they shut down the servers and actually fixed that, and like quite few hours later, the people that got like the high fam, um, they got like a
it
temporary
was
ban.
already yeah, and
But
they
they
did fix
reset the
it.
thing. They fix
Exactly.
it later.
That's
That
why I
was a
think
good
Deca.
move, in my opinion.
Yes. That's why I think Deca is actually doing a good job. You know,
So they are
even
not
though some
even
people like
ignoring the game.
yes, even though like people actually there was like two or three people that shouldn't be like I think their ban should be like a month, even
Hmm.
though it wasn't their fault because it was Deca fault. I think people like for example, everyone everyone can see the fame going up, okay, and for
Hmm.
example myself, rip that guy.
Oh, rest in peace,
Myself,
buddy.
I play without seeing my fame. You know, that's a
Uh huh.
personal choice. But from time to time, I actually go there and I check it if it's going up or if I'm doing good inside the dungeon. You know,
Uh huh.
so
Uh huh.
people cannot use that argument to say, "Oh, I didn't see I was getting to 200k." You know, because
Hmm.
that's not how it works. Okay, but even though they did okay, Decade was good and they removed the ban and everything, I think it was a good move. Okay, I think people shouldn't abuse the exploits and they shouldn't like expect Decade to not like ban them. You know, for like not permanently, but I think you should also get like a penalty. You know, like because
Yeah, I
you are
mean,
actually
it's
abusing something.
reasonable. And
And
it's
I know
another
people
thing that I
don't.
want to cover is, don't you think the TOS and all the things are too hidden? like on the website,
Yes.
and should they
Yes.
should promote that like more often.
Yeah, a little bit. But the thing is, if you create an account in whatever game you do it, I know people don't read it, but you do have the TOSs there, you know? You have the
Hmm.
terms of service there, and oh, I gotta wait. And people actually just ignore them, you know? But I don't know if you do
Yeah,
know
even
this, but
myself.
yeah, myself as well. I do it myself, but I know something that some people told me like I think it was like 5 years ago or six. I don't know if you know this, but the account that you have, and myself as well, everyone's account is not your own account, okay? The account
See,
belongs to Deca. So if they want to remove your account, like if they want to ban it, or just if they can just go there and full reset the account, you cannot do anything against it because the account is not yours, okay?
hmm,
The account belongs to Deca.
but
So
even
that's
taking an
that's
action
something that
like
people.
that will make like a bad impression of the
Yeah, but
company,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, of course, that's the
So
thing. I'm
people
just saying
people gonna
if
start
some.
like trusting on the company.
Yes, that's the thing. But that's something people like. Sometime I was talking with some friends about I don't know what, and I was like, dude, you can get banned and stuff, and they were like, oh, if they ban my account, I'm gonna like sue them, and I was like, and that's when I knew like from the other guy, he told me like the
Contact a
account is
lawyer
not
or
ours,
whatever.
you
I
know.
see. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's the thing. The account is not yours. The account belongs to actually the Deca. So if they want to ban the account, you cannot do anything against it. You know, like that's the one of the things I wanted to say as well, just so
And
people
now
understand.
another question that I want to have like a debate is, what is your point of view about the community manager that we have right now in rotmg? Do you think
The
they are very
community.
active? Because like
No.
myself, I don't even have
Yeah,
like that
that's the
much
thing. I don't.
communication with them.
Yes, exactly. I don't see them like. I know it's different, but if you do try, if you ever tried, or I don't know if you did, but if you did try any like private server, actually the devs there and the big stuff like people with admin permission, they are actually sometimes in the game, like probably one time a week or so. They actually try to do stuff, you know. I'm not
Hmm.
telling about giving like overpowered loot or give you like a chest that gets you like 1000 fame. I'm just telling like doing some stuff. Like for example, the devs could just like one time a month, probably just
Hmm.
keep a day, and they probably like for example like open voids. Okay, so people don't actually have to farm the Marble Colossus. That's one of the biggest things. Like I wouldn't mind if an admin was spamming voids in a Nexus, so people could actually go there with their friends or with
Hmm.
the discords or whatever and just run some voids. And I'm telling voids they can spam like O3 portal and whatever, you know? So I think that's something that's missing, like always did because they never
Like
did it,
game
but it was
events, I
something.
see.
Yeah, game events, exactly. It was something good, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like even in the month of the Mad God, they don't do it. Like they just straight it up and they just put, oh, okay, you have a free Rune O3, you know? But
We
even
all
though you
missed
have to
that.
clear the
Do you
realm,
remember? Do you remember that? Like back in the days, like from Wood Shadow era, when you
yeah,
were
yeah,
actually playing with the devs, even have a conversation with them. I think we
yeah,
still
exactly.
miss that from
Yeah,
Rotmg.
I
I
do
don't
actually
think
miss
we're gonna
interaction
see that
with
eventually. I'm gonna
something.
be honest, but it would be nice
Same,
to see
same.
have a good conversation with the community managers from the producer.
Yeah, same. I just hope they actually, from the podcast, if anything goes out, I really hope it goes out about the exaltation systems. That's a very thing. That's a thing that would actually improve the game, like by a mile. That would be. I'm telling you, like giving the token, like that was like my best idea ever. I think, to be fair, like I think that's a good thing.
Exactly. And I want another subject that I want to talk about is, what do you think about cheaters in game?
The thing is, okay, I know
Did they
cheaters get
bother
banned.
you? Did they
They
bother you?
don't. They actually don't. Because if people pay attention a little bit, if you hack, the only thing you are doing, bad is for yourself because you don't learn how to nexus, you don't learn how to aim. Like you are not playing, okay? You are just like, for example, if you hack and you use like, for example, you use auto aim, auto pot,
Hmm.
auto nexus. What are you doing to yourself? You are actually just using the game to play like a dodge simulator because you are only dodging, you don't know how to aim, you don't know how to pot properly because there is a program doing it for you. So you are
Hmm.
only losing skills that you should gain if you play legit, you know? Like to me, if someone acts, to me it doesn't do anything, you know? Most of the times because I'm not like a try harder to do like for example top damage, okay? For example, I do understand if people are try harder to get top damage. I understand that if someone uses like auto aim and stuff, that bothers them, you know? I do understand that. But for the normal people and for most of the community, if someone acts, probably for example, I do play without seeing anyone, you know? I
Hmm.
don't see anyone shoot. I don't see anyone actually in my fucking in my sign of view because I play with the transparency at the lowest, you know. So I don't like for myself. I cannot see if anyone is actually cheating or not because I don't really care about it, you know. Because to me it doesn't bother because it doesn't affect myself personally, you know.
Hmm.
Are
And
you
what do you
understand?
think
Did
about
I?
the people that do witch hunting? Do you think it's a
Man,
good move
I
or
don't think
no?
it's a good move, and I think that can actually break most of the communities and probably end up the like most of the public communities, you know, because okay, the thing is, if people want to do witch hunts, first of all, I don't understand why. Right? I just don't understand why someone just chooses one day and they are like, okay, I'm gonna witch hunt everyone. And do you run Lost Halls? Dude, I run whatever Durin is popping. We are in U North Nexus, okay?
No, it's US South Nexus.
Oh, sorry, US South Nexus. We run whatever.
We're gonna
I'm
do
putting on
X-rays
chat.
soon, don't worry.
But yeah, I don't understand why people try to witch hunt.
Oh yeah. There is a question from chat they want you to answer about. What about duped items?
I think that's something
Interesting
that
topic.
that yeah, that's something the game should already be gone. Like I think I don't know how Deca would do it, but I think that's something Deca should actually try to stop and actually finish. You know, like I know they did like back in the day they stopped the Leref Draconis. I don't know if you remember, they did actually change the armors to cheater armor. You know, if you had like a duped item, they changed it and it was like named cheater armor. You know?
But that was like so many years ago. I'm talking about
Yeah,
most
yeah, yeah.
recent dupe systems that happened.
Yeah, that's the thing. I
The
hope
biggest
they.
one that I heard was in 2020, 21. Yes. People
I don't know
actually,
which one.
I'm gonna have like a small break over here to explain about this. In 2021, we had like one of the biggest dupe that happened in rotmg, and
I actually
people
didn't have know it.
even develop a software to dupe items. I was one of those guys that were reporting that to Deca Games to actually fix that as soon as possible. So most people don't know about that, but I think nobody else knows about that besides Deca Games.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
don't
it's
actually.
kinda whack to see like stupid items go into the game. They actually fixed that in have like a unique ID for legendary items. So what we have right now is a kind of interesting mechanic with is when you have like two legendary items with the same ID, when you put them in the same vault space or wherever, they vanish. So that was the solution from Deca Games.
Yeah, I hope I do think they actually should totally remove. You know, like
But
like
what do
the
you think like that is so much difficult to search for those items when it does come to
no, no,
a
no.
data
That's
alike?
No, the thing is, for example, I'm not stupid, okay? One of the biggest items that is duped is Deca, you know?
Mhm,
Like the Ring of Deca is the biggest item duped in the game. Like there is no doubt. Okay?
mhm,
So the thing is, that is a bad thing, okay? Because
mhm,
you have duped items, so doesn't make any sense. But if the game deletes all of them, I do believe like there are some people that are gonna get sad, but that's the thing. People want the stuff that is easy, you know. Like you shouldn't be actually expecting like a duped item to be something part of the game and actually be the majority of like the trade, you know. Because
mhm,
if you go look on the Realmai, first of all, that's one of the things the community lets me said because no one's used the Realmai to trade properly, you know. Always trying to look for inflated prices to the top, like I see
mhm,
people asking for like if for example if you trade 8 speed they pay a deca, okay, like the
mhm,
deca ring it probably at the start it was like one of the biggest items in the game because it was the first one that almost gave you 200 HP, you know.
mhm,
So for people that try to survive and stuff, that's the best thing you can have.
mhm. Exactly. It's I have
um
like the same point of view about it as well. Precision just said just make Deca Soulbound easy. Yeah, pretty
exactly,
much.
that's one of the reasons, that's the thing, that's one of the reasons to change. But if they change just to be soulbound, it's gonna happen the same thing that happened to Pixie, you know. They did change, and they did change the items pretty much from the all ST sets that were
Mhm,
tradable because everyone had duped items from Pixie and from all the ST sets. Okay, me myself, I'm a collector. I probably have like duped items on my vault because I did pay them to someone and I don't know where they are coming from. Like the ST set I have from the Oryx, the old one, it's tradable. So probably I don't know, but maybe can be duped. And talking against myself, I think they should actually remove every single duped item and then have small changes. You know, for example, the Ring of Decade, the like both of them. Actually, attention, like both of them, the one that drops from Shatters and the normal one. I think they should all be suit bound. You know, you shouldn't be
mhm.
able to trade them. Like that's the
Exactly,
thing.
exactly.
I do
And
think I do believe they
this
actually need to pay attention to that.
RWT and all these bots that are spamming the things at the
Yeah,
Nexus?
yeah, that's
Because
something I don't
I'm not
understand.
gonna lie, but most of you guys are really experienced this, and it's very annoying. And even
Yeah,
for new players that come to rotmg, that is the first impression that they see when playing the game.
yeah, that's the thing. To be fair, at this point, since they take out one of the biggest competitor, like the private server, the Valor, I don't understand how they allow to be like a realm shop, you know, with all duped items, you know. I don't understand how the Deca allows it, and they don't like take the server, like the site down, as they did previously with private servers, you know.
Hmm.
Unless if the Deca actually like agrees to have a shop to like pay to win even more. But if they do agree, they actually need to put it away. Like they need to publicity it on chat, like on actually the game,
Hmm.
and they need to take out the bots because the bots are annoying as fuck. That's the thing. That's actually something to take considered because the bots actually are always spamming you. Like there's no end. You can
It's pretty
actually
much
like
like
ignore.
ignore it, and 10 minutes later they come back on a new and advanced
Exactly.
version.
Exactly. They just keep spamming. Like it's like a Hydra. If you cut one, three more spawn. Okay, that's the thing. I swear to
Exactly.
God, every time you ignore someone, like 20 minutes after, you get PM from three guys different or four or whatever. It doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
Like Deca can actually make that happen. They just don't do it. I don't know why. That I don't understand why. Okay, that's the thing.
Yeah, I think it's more code wise, pretty much.
Yeah, they have to actually like pay someone to actually code some security stuff properly
Uh-huh.
and actually they need to take out the realm stock shop.
Yeah. As
They
IC
actually need to
Tower
do it.
said, they say bots advertise on other games too, like old school RuneScape, Diablo, etc., etc.
Man,
It's
the
hard
guy
to
talked
stop or
RuneScape.
fix.
Man, I don't play RuneScape anymore, but that guy just unlocked a memory in my head. RuneScape was the game I played before I started play Realm of the Mad God. Like I played RuneScape with like three friends of mine from school in like the sixth grade, and like one day, like my best friend was like, "Dude, I figured out a new game. It's really cool." And I was like, "What is it?" And he actually showed me the Realm of the Mad God,
The
and
best
I
game so
didn't
far.
play. Man, yeah. The funny thing is, I didn't play the Realm of the Mad God for like a month. I was playing RuneScape with the other two, and I totally ignored the friend that was trying to get me into Realm of the Mad God. Dude, oh my god, I swear to
No,
Jesus.
that's fine. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry.
Yeah. But
My
yeah,
my my sister just come up
God,
with food and got distracted. Don't worry, don't worry.
yeah, okay. The
Go on.
thing is, yeah, after a month or so, I did actually try it, and I got into the game for like a bit, and then
Hmm.
I started to get like good, and I wanted like always more and more, and I'm here like 12 years after. Like I don't even talk that much with my friends anymore. Like I don't actually have contact to anyone like from the school.
Hmm.
But yeah, I started play Realm of the Mad because one of my friends from school actually got me into it.
So yeah, that's the thing. I want to ask you, do you play other games besides rotmg?
I do play. Yes, I play like two, three games. I think.
Which one can you
Uh,
say?
I can. I play World of Tanks. I play Apex, Warzone, everything that shoots. I do enjoy like shooting games. Okay, CS, Counter Strike. Casually I play some of them.
Hmm.
But yeah, like my main focus is always Rotom, and I just
Hmm.
play those games like if I want to like chill a bit or like I need to make a small break because sometimes I get my head start to hurting because I always
Uh-huh.
watching the same thing over and over. Or like sometimes I get like from work and I'm like, okay, I don't really want to play Realm like today, and yeah, I play like other games just casually, like nothing
Okay,
serious.
that's a thing that we do when play rotmg. It's pretty much when I get this issue that you guys are witnesses right now. Like this is pretty much like a count user when I die. So whenever I die, I get this
Play
infinite
Fortnite.
load and wait for 30 minutes to come into the game. But in the meantime, most of the time I leave the game, play like something else, or even other game. So
Yes.
do you do the same when you have like this kind of issue when play rotmg?
Yeah, also as well. Yes, like sometimes happen. Like I
Thank you,
think two
Deca.
weeks ago, I yeah, thank you Deca because disconnecting me like when I'm trying to get to O3s, like that's the main reason. Like I get frustrated and like I'm like, okay, I got disconnected even though I was clearing the realm for 20 minutes. I
Hmm.
get disconnected and I lose the O3. Dude, I
Oh
swear to
yeah.
God, most of the time I just
D-
log off of the game and I just go play something else for a bit,
uh-huh.
like for like an hour or two, just until my head is straight again, because like I get really salty with that. That's the only like that's the biggest problem I have.
Is that only you or someone else? I think it does happen with some way more people, but
But
they are not
they don't
even
talk
like,
about it.
yeah, they don't talk about it because they think it's natural, whatever.
Normal, yeah.
But it's very annoying when you're active playing the game, Like most of the times I need to stop what I'm doing to example, let's suppose I'm helping a friend on an exaltation dungeon and I accidentally die on a character and lose it. I need to wait like 30 minutes or even stop the streaming, whatever I'm doing. Pretty much like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, another thing, Cube want to ask you, can you talking about crashers?
Can I talk about crashers?
Yes.
The man, that's the thing. Imagine if you are doing a small run, okay? if you are trying to crash something big, okay? Because that's the only way you don't make a difference, you know? For example, if okay, we are not the best thing to talk because we don't really care if we have crashes or not. We just pop
Mhm.
stuff and we just keep going, okay? But for example, I do understand small guilds or small discords want to do private runs, okay? Because you wanted to do like maybe record something for YouTube, maybe just having fun with small like close friends, okay? If you are trying to crash a small run, I don't think you are normal, okay? Because people ask you to leave because they want to do a small run and you insist, you are being stupid, okay? It's retarded. If you do crash something big, it doesn't really matter because if there are 84 or 85, the 85 is not doing anything there, okay? It's not doing anything different, okay? You are
Mhm.
just another number and you can actually go to the run, okay? That's the thing I don't understand with big discords. Like you shouldn't like try to parse if you are doing a full run, okay? For example, if you pop a dungeon on the left bazaar, okay, in whatever server you are, if there are people on the server just standing on the nexus talking to like some friends, they are just having like a fun and they are like, oh, what are we gonna do? And suddenly they see 30, 40 people running to the bazaar, okay? Dude, they are like, oh, let's go, and they try to keep up. I think the discords actually need to start divulge the discord, and they shouldn't like ban people for crashing, because if you are doing a run with 45 people, if like four people that are friends or people from randomly nexus, they get into the run, those four people are not going to do anything different, okay? They can actually probably fuck up a drag, or they can actually like fuck up something because they don't know what they need to do. So if you actually divulge the Discord, and if the people actually go to the Discord and you drag them and you teach them, you are actually doing something good, okay? Because you are teaching a new guy that actually you should be on the Discord to actually listen to you a bit because you are like doing a run and whatever. And you are not like judging people, you know, for because like I talk to myself, if I didn't know how the game worked at this point and I was like kinda okay mid game, if I saw 20 people run to Discord, like running into a bazaar, I was gonna follow. I will tell you that I was gonna be one of the people that would also crash. But if
Mhm.
someone tells me, "Oh, dude, this is a run Discord. You can join the Discord. It's totally free. We are always doing this. So if you wanna do, you can come." That's something good for the community, you know. Like
Uh-huh.
it's good. You shouldn't kick people if they are like trying to go into a run with other guys, you know. So they need to start understanding that. Like, and if you crash a small run, okay? Like, for example, if you go into a public realm and you go to the Oryx 2, okay? And
Mhm.
there are like 20 people there. You are the 21. But if you pay attention and the 20 people are all the same guild, man, I think it's a good sense. If they ask you to leave, you should actually leave. Because it's a guild run and they want to do on a guild, you know? It's something for themselves, you know? Like, as you have your own guild or you don't, you should actually look for one. Like, for example, if you see a 20 people guild doing O3 and you actually want to join the guild, you can actually,
Mhm.
like, first of all, you should leave the run as they ask you, and then after you leave you can also ask, hey dude, I did really enjoy the guild, like the guild gameplay you guys do and everything like that, like how can I get in and stuff like that, and actually you maybe can get in the guild, you know,
Mhm.
and in the next run you can be the 21 without being crashing, you know. So it's not bad like always talking to people, like you shouldn't be afraid to talk, like, and I that's my opinion about crashes. Like I don't really care if I'm doing like big runs, like of course I don't care because it's just another one, and yeah, that's
But
my
don't you
opinion.
think
Like
have
if
like too much ego from raid leaders when they try
yeah,
to
there
class
are
and not
some,
even
yes, exactly,
trying to behave
that's the
like a
ego
nice guy
problem.
in front of other players?
Exactly, that's the
Look,
problem of
I'm
most of the
not
people.
saying I don't like raid leaders. I do have like few raid leaders that are amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
look, the
they
thing
did
it's
help
the
me
same to
a
me.
lot, and
Yeah,
those
it's the
are
same to me.
players that actually did like good for community.
Exactly. And
However,
then you have like retard people. Like I'm not gonna say names or servers, discords or wherever, because yeah, I'm not gonna like public lynch anything. But we do have a print in the Discord that I posted like 3 days ago. I did saw a raid leader asking for runes to do O3, and then the motherfucker showed up with like a tier 3 sword, a tier 2 shield, and no ring at all. The guy was just there to full out leech and not do anything, and they just because he is the raid leader, like even though the Discord doesn't have like technically doesn't have any how to say requirements like with
oh yeah,
items and stuff.
I want to add
Man,
as well. What do you
yeah,
think
that's
about
the thing.
in runs?
Man, depends. Only depends. Okay, because depends because of what. It's not because it's gonna speed up that much the process, Because if you have some people 4-4 and they don't really like, for example, in Cogbolt, I see that too much times. If you have people 4-4 in Cogbolt and then they don't feel safe to do anything, they are just gonna stand, like for example here, and then they are just gonna dodge in like this area, and they don't not gonna do anything. Okay,
They're much
so
leeching.
yeah, exactly. Like B4-4 is not always good because people don't build up the confidence to be walking around, and actually do something in the dungeon. So I think requirements are good because, for example, if you want to do the cogbolts, whatever, I'm gonna use cogbolt because we are here. If you want to do cogbolts faster and like with like, for example, if it's a Discord run, like and you are using requirements, means you are doing like elite runs or whatever, means you want to do it fast and with few people. Okay,
Hmm.
uh, I do believe it's like it's necessary because, for example, I'm risking 4-4 set, you are risking as well a 4-4 set, and then suddenly there is a guy with T11 sword. Okay, even though the guy with the T11 maybe can do more because you are not gonna do anything, you're gonna leech. I think it's not like fair to all the other people that are risking really good items. So that's the
Hmm.
only reason I see requirements being good. It's so everyone that are there should actually be in the same level of, oh, like I cannot lose my character, or oh, I cannot lose my character but I also have to do damage. So I don't think the requirement on the set is that much necessary. Look, even though we are 20 people here, I did have to come on the three corners. You see what I'm talking about, being that good or having that much good items? That doesn't mean anything, because you have to actually active do something.
Hmm.
So people shouldn't look for the items. They should also, like for example, look for the player. They need to understand. Okay, this guy actually can do this. He actually is good. Or I'm not saying everyone can show proof or whatever, but if you have like small runs and you start to include them sometimes, you're gonna know people are good. That's a thing that Discord don't actually try to do. Discord don't actually try to filter players. They just filter the items. And even though filtering the items is totally wrong, first of all, because you have the forge. Okay, everyone can have 4-4 sets if they just do one single dungeon. Okay, they just have to get like the mark or the how do you say, I forgot, the blueprint. Okay, if you have one blueprint and one random item, you can do whatever you want. Okay, I'm gonna tank the minefield so people, okay, you do it. So yeah, that's the thing. I do think discords are focusing on sometimes the wrong things,
Hmm.
especially when they try to
It's pretty
parse
much
people
like
because of the items.
focusing on a culture and caring less about requirements. You know.
Exactly, they just care about the items you're carrying. That's one
Yeah,
of
I
the
do
things
agree.
I don't understand. I do think that's one of the biggest issues on discords as well, because yeah, I don't understand the same thing. I don't understand when they try to do, for example, oh, we are doing elite run. Okay, it's a
Hmm.
elite run, everyone need to be 4-4 except the guy that's going to open the key. I don't
Hmm.
understand that. Okay, because okay, the people that are paying, they are wasting the money. Okay, But that doesn't mean the other 17 people that are there risking their character is less important than the guy that just popped the key, you know? Or the runes for O3 or whatever. I do really get sad when I see, oh, looking for runs for elite to O3 or whatever. And then everyone, like, the runes can go totally fucked up, you know? And
Hmm.
everyone else needs to be like the best character they have. I don't understand that. That's one of the biggest things I don't understand about Discords. I really don't.
Like make a that I think it is the real scenario of being elitist. Like I know
Yeah,
you are
but the
raid
thing
providing like the callouts for the whole group, but don't go under Rex, you know.
exactly. Yeah, especially don't go on the Rex if you are like looking for doing something
If you
that is
want to
supposed to
make
be
like
hard
your run
a
to go
bit.
on a high level, you must give an example.
Exactly. You should always be
So
the
it's
example
important
if you are trying to do a raid leader role, you know? Like you shouldn't
because
really
you're
like
gonna
trying
show to
to
your
do anything.
raiders you must use the same gear as I'm using, or at least get closer. It's my point
Yeah,
of view about that.
that's the thing. I swear to God, if that run I did with that raid leader, everyone was like him, the run was
Hmm.
not gonna finish. I gotta wait. I can guarantee you that. I got the core. So yeah, I think it's people need to like start to look more to themselves and actually pay attention to what they are
Hmm.
doing most of the time, because you need to set up an example if you actually want to get something in the future for the game. Because I to be fair, I didn't have that much faith that the game was going to run for 12 years. And now that the game is running for 12 years, how many more years are going to be on this game, you know? That's one of the things sometimes I start
I
to
wish
think.
1 century.
Yeah, exactly. Like I do really wish this game keeps up and actually gets updates and actually people start to look more to be like a healthy game and
Uh-huh.
actually a healthy community. Because if you have a healthy community and a healthy game, you can actually make the game last all your life, you know? For
Hmm.
example, if they make small changes to whatever, people are still going to buy keys, you know? Like myself, you, like F of the people that play the game,
Hmm.
because people want stuff to do it like for today, you know? I talk for myself. I do enjoy, for example, doing 16 nests in like 1 hour, you know? And if you are
Uh-huh.
going to do it on a realm, it's going to take a bit longer because you have to find the nest, you have to go and kill the bees. That actually takes a bit of time. And then you actually do the dungeon, you know? I'm not saying you cannot do it like that way because we actually do it that way pretty much a lot of the times. But popping keys is also something good, you know. But the current state of the game, it's for like I think 75% of the people, it's the only way they know how to play, you know. Like the
Hmm.
people log in the game, they log in the Discord, and they are like, okay, what is the Discord that is calling stuff? They don't even try to do anything else, you know. Like they just go there and they just sit and they just listen to someone saying left, right, up. That's a bit sad, man. I'm telling
But
you.
but
I don't
don't you
really enjoy
think
that
like
play. Like,
only don't you think like only a small portion of community go into a skill level and that would actually be risky when attempted to improve their skills along with?
yeah, I do think it's a very small portion of the people. You can also like, for example, that's something like people that are actually listen, they can actually try it. I bet most of the people that are listen already did like probably over 20 voids, okay? And I'm saying a small number, okay? 20 voids
Hmm.
in some Discord. If they actually try to do a four-man void, they are not
Hmm.
going to finish it. I'm going to tell you that. They don't have the skill level to actually do it in a small group because they are so used to everyone doing the damage. Even though they are doing a bit of damage, they are not doing the most important, that is actually like doing the damage consistent, you know. Because for example, I talk to myself, if I do a guild, like a guild run, I do
Hmm.
actually try always to help. But if I'm going in a public Discord, I do help sometimes because, for example, in Void, if the Void is going all the way around, and if I don't have people to actually like spamming fungal or whatever to keep me safe, I'm gonna
Mhm.
start to thinking in myself, and probably I'm not gonna cross, so I'm gonna stay on the other side. And everyone
Mhm.
that did cross or whatever did risk and everything, they are doing the damage. So even though when the boss comes to do your side and you do damage and you are like, oh, I'm helping, if you are doing that in a small run, you are not helping. You are not doing anything. In a
Mhm.
small run, you also have to always do it yourself. Like in Discord runs, you can just rely on the others. That's also how you are supposed to do a bit of the game, but that takes away some skills that people actually need.
There's a question over here. If we are we are to change requirements to how many dungeons of Sage Rune you need to, and how many would be a good number?
To do what? To enter a Discord or to be like elite or whatever.
Uh,
That's a thing. For example, if you are opening a Discord to do runs, okay? Let's take the example for the pub walls, okay?
mhm,
Pub walls is a very old Discord. I think for everyone that enters the Discord, you shouldn't have to have like any requirement, okay? Because they are going there to actually start learning, okay? They actually need to learn how to do the dungeon, okay?
mhm,
So people that are going to into a new Discord and they actually like they are trying to learn, they shouldn't be restrained by, oh, you need to have like 20 voids to get into the Discord. Like how is a person supposed to get 20 voids if they don't get into the Discord that runs the voids? You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm,
to have a like the normal role. I'm talking the normal role, okay? Of course you are not going to give like the veteran role or like the elite to someone that is going to start learning today, okay? You shouldn't
mhm,
do that. Like that's retarded. Like that's not even like a question. Like, and for example, how many voids like a elite person needs to actually have? Like I'm not perfect to say because I don't actually think like in any number. Like, but if you're looking for like for example the veteran in Void, I think they are asking for like 75. Okay, it's like
mhm,
a full exalted character, just that. So I don't think that's actually bad. Like 75, or even if they are asking for 100, I think if you are in the Discord, I think it's doable. Like you
mhm,
should actually waste your time and do like 100 like 100 voids to actually get the void veteran. I think that's a good solid number because doing 100 voids takes like a lot of time, to be fair. So yeah, I think 100 it's a good number. I, it's my guess to get like veteran role.
It's
I
like a
don't even know what
progression,
is the number actually. What?
It's like a progression in
Yeah,
between,
it's a
like, oh,
progression, of course.
you're
Like
a regular raider and you're slowly progressing to another level, pretty much like that.
exactly. And for
Yeah, I like the
example,
idea. Exactly.
one thing like most people don't actually pay attention and they don't care. For example, if you have someone as a veteran raider, and if you are the raid leader, you actually have to pay attention sometimes, like if you care about that. To be fair, I'm gonna tell you something. I shouldn't actually say this, but I don't really care. In SPC, you have like a lot of rules that the raid leaders must follow sometimes that they actually need to parse to make sure people are not like crashing. They actually need to see everyone set and whatever. Like if you are going under wreck, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I never do anything of that. I don't really care about that shit. For example, I only see if people are like under wrecks when they die and they are not 8-8. Okay, that's when I see they were like not on the wrecks. Okay, so I don't ever like try to catch anyone without the like if they are under Rex or if they are not like that. If someone PMs me and they're like, "Hey, dude, that guy has a really bad set," if someone PMs me, it's because someone is like trying to pay attention and they are worried, and then it's supposed like a raid leader takes some action because the other raiders are not satisfied. So that's the only way I'm gonna tell someone to actually leave or actually do whatever I need to do on the Discord, like ban him or like warning him, whatever. So that's the only reasons I when I do it. Okay,
Hmm.
Like I'm not that type of guy that as is gonna waste his time watching. You know.
Hmm.
Like one time I did like a fourth chain void. Only on the last one I saw someone with like a tier 6 weapon. Okay? It was only the last one and it was like the guy was like, "Hey, I didn't got parsed. Why?" I was like, "What the fuck, man?" Don't even like the guy rat himself on the last one. I didn't do
Hmm.
anything. Like I just let him be because he was actually there and he was not doing anything bad to the run, you know? That's the thing.
I
But yeah.
think it does come to the question that somebody went into the chat. Um, they said, "What do you think about like kicking people which is under X on runs?"
I think that's worth it, you know. That's the thing. If you're gonna kick someone, that's the mentality people are having at the moment because they don't warning people before, or they don't even actually try to tell them they are under Rex because it's a Discord run. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so they just straight up go and kick. Okay, so actually before you kick someone, you should actually tell them why they are being kicked. Okay, because you are not like the judge and the executioner. You know, like
Hmm.
you are not the king and people are your sheeps. Like if there is actually other people like playing the game on the other side, like for myself I
Which
think they
is pretty
deserve
much
an
a human,
explanation.
you know.
Like exactly, it's a human being behind the monitor. Okay, I don't care about the age. For example, every time I see someone or every time I need to kick someone from SBC runs, I always warning them on the chat and I tell them, hey, you need to leave. It's a private run and you are not like on the whatever. Okay,
Hmm.
they don't even like try to argument. Okay, they don't even ask for a link. They don't ever, and I just tell the kid to kick. Okay, because
Hmm.
if you are doing something with 20 people that are there to do it, if someone comes under Rex,
Hmm.
and if, even worse, because if they are on the Discord and they coming under Rex, that's just don't like they don't care. Okay, they are just straight up. Um, how do you say? Forgot the word. Fuck, they don't care about the rules. Okay, they are just breaking the rules. So if they are breaking the rules because they want to, they should get punished. You know, they should get
Hmm.
kicked, and sometimes they get warns on Discord and they get like banned for like 7 days, 4 days, whatever, because they are breaking the rule that everyone else is following. You know, like
Exactly.
myself never did a run while I was under X. Okay, I never did it because it's a rule of the server. You shouldn't break the rule because everyone else is like following it, you know. So if you
Hmm.
break the rule, you are breaking the rule. You don't care about all the other people that are actually trying to do the things by the rules. So you shouldn't be there. That's the thing. That's the same thing like why people go to jail in real life because you actually break the law.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So you shouldn't be like free, free or in your life if you are breaking the laws from human beings. You know, like the
Uh-huh.
normal laws. Of course, there are mistakes and whatever, but we are just talking about normal stuff that you see. Okay, I'm not saying like breaking the laws in real life are that bad as breaking the laws in a game, but you should get punished because you are actually breaking the rules. Okay, and you are actually like not following as all the other people are doing it. So that's the only reason I see for like ban or
The,
for like whatever.
uh-huh. And there is another thing that I want to. Can you do this small comparison? Actually, you really did that. Like compare real life with game rules and so on. Like, don't you think rotmg is like a escape valve for most of the people?
Yeah, I think not only rotmg, like for every people that play any game, the game is your escape and your time to like relax and have no worries about life. You know, that's one
Hmm.
of the main reasons I do play like games. It's to like chill and to be like totally okay and like have no worries. You know,
Hmm.
that's the only reason you should like most of the people do it. I think it's like to have like a small break of your life and then you are like with no worries at all. That's one of the things I don't like to be raid leader or actually raid lead anything. It's because you actually have to worry about stuff, you know. And I play the game just to chill, you know.
Yeah, but that
That's the
is a
thing.
thing that I experienced
Então, não
like
posso
back in
agora.
the days. This stress, like following a lots of rules, trying to be like as much as perfectionist you can on your runs, follow all the requirements, all the shit. But don't you think it's if it's way too much like for a game?
Yeah, I think sometimes it's way too much. Yes. But that's the thing, it's an online game. So every time you have online games, especially with online games where you cannot pause. Okay, I'm stupid. You cannot pause online games. That's what I want to try to say. So since you cannot pause and like do whatever, online games that have a community, it's always like risky.
And another subject just arrived from that, which is why it's so important to make like a great reputation for MMO games.
What? Sorry.
What do you think about making a great reputation? It's a good sign for have like a great communication with people in MMO games.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I think people like need to understand sometimes the like for example you have very different type of games like the MMO. It's like a game that technically doesn't have an end because you always grind, you know. It's a grind game. You always have stuff to do, and if you don't have, you can always make up them, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's one of the reasons this game is so addicting is because you don't have a hand. You don't like reach to the end game, like
Hmm.
like you don't just go there and you finish the game and you have the credits, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think people, that's one of the reasons like the people enjoy playing this game.
But
I
isn't
totally
it
fuck up your
pretty much
question.
like it's like pretty much related to how to behave, like pretty much like that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
How to behave like in front of other people, and pretty much because I have
Yeah,
been experienced a lot like other people get like canceled in the community because they actually did something bad or stupid in front of others.
yeah, that's the thing, people
And
like
also
decide to troll.
you really experience like other folks like that.
Exactly, like people like when, for example, I understand that not everyone has the same skill level, you know. Not
Hmm.
everyone has the same high skill or whatever you have. Like some people are good at something, some people are good at other stuff, and some people are not good at anything. They just like to enjoy the game by whatever. Okay, you can also enjoy the game just by sitting in the Nexus and try to chat with someone. Okay, and if they actually chat with you, you are there like for 1 hour or two chatting, and that's your game. It's totally fine. That's the thing. This game doesn't have a purpose, you know. You can also just standing in the Nexus like 24 hours. You are not
It's
gonna get
not like a
PC if you are
storyline. It's pretty much
exactly.
like
You don't
it's
have
free for you do whatever
yeah,
you want.
exactly. That's the thing. This game, someone PM me like this game is very accessible because you can just download it and you can start playing. You don't have to pay for anything. You just have to make an account and you are already playing with other people. You know.
Hmm.
So if you want to actually like understand something of the game, you actually need to pay attention, maybe search, maybe actually like try to talk to someone or whatever. Like that's
It's
the
pretty
thing.
much like a freedom with a big comma
Yeah, that's the thing.
because
You are
it's pretty
totally free
much
to do
like
anything.
you you can do whatever you want, how as long as you don't bother like the you don't
Other
bother the
people,
community
exactly. It's
pretty
like
much.
exactly your life. Like you can do whatever you want, even if you use X. You can use X if you okay. You shouldn't use X if you are trying to get your account. Okay, if you use, you get banned if you get caught. But if you use X and you do it like by yourself, like every time you go into a dungeon alone, you using by yourself. At the moment, the game doesn't have any software to detect it. You know, so you are not gonna get caught, and it's only getting bad for you. You know, because you don't. understand how to play. And for example, if you go into a high skill level dungeon with some people that are from some Discord and they actually record you and they catch you, you're gonna get your account permanently banned. So you
Mhm.
shouldn't you shouldn't like behave from some matters that people actually do. Like it's it's like life, man. I swear to God.
It's pretty much like life. 'Cause you need to
You just
follow
have
like
to
a
do
couple
your
rules
yeah.
and such. As long you don't bother like other people's life, it's all fine.
Exactly. Exactly. You are totally fine. If you don't bother anyone, like no one is gonna bother you.
Hmm. And another thing that I want to ask is, um, I know you mentioned another player introduced rotmg for you, but
Yeah, I
during this
did.
process, do you have like another motivation to keep playing the game?
To be fair, no. It was just because I got really addicted because the game didn't have any end. And that's the thing. Like I do enjoy games with no end. I
Hmm.
cannot play a game with a storyline
Hmm.
because okay, I can play it, of course I can, and I did play a couple of them. But after I finish the storyline, I'm not gonna start the game over again, because I
Hmm.
already did it. So that's one of the reasons I enjoy this game. It's because you don't have like a end. It's always something to do, and you can also like just don't do anything for like a couple days. You can just stand in the game and just do like whatever, like farming potions or like farming
Yeah,
feed
and we
power.
still
I
have
don't know.
players like that. To be fair, example, Tama have been playing rotmg for years,
Yeah,
and he
that's
still
true.
play the game like back in the days, like go into G lands, farm day potions, and do the things. And
Yeah.
go into Tama's subject. What do you think? What happened between him and the other guy that I don't want to expose the behavior of that guy.
Man, I think it was totally retarded by the other guy because you cannot like try to compare yourself to anyone because like not everyone plays the same way. For example, myself, I do learn a lot, and actually, like being with you guys and especially you, I did understand something. I can always play with my best characters if I do dominate the dungeon. For example, on Cogbolt, you are probably gonna see me every time with a good set. Even though now I'm
Hmm.
using Deca and Kuras, but that's because it's the items I have. I don't have any others. Okay, don't judge. But I can come into the cogboats with a 4-4 set, and I don't feel like bad or risky because I actually know how to do it. But
Hmm.
for example, trying to analyze someone by the deaths of the Realmai. First of all, the Realmai is not recording properly for the past like a week, I think. But even though it's recording, myself, for example, I'm not gonna lose my main characters in some, for example, in shatters, because I'm not gonna take my main characters to shatters and saying like some people, oh, for example, oh, you only die with bad items, even though the bad items are like Oryx tire, like O3.
Uh-huh.
Like they, oh, you're not losing the 4-4 items. Of course you are not, because every time I'm playing with my main character or with a character that I use 4-4 items, I play with a different style. I play like more focus, like I pay more attention to everything. Like I'm not gonna get insta pop by nothing because I'm watching everything that comes. Like it's more focus on like survive. If I'm playing with some character I don't really care, like I just don't really care. Like I will probably end up sleepy and die. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think trying to analyze, even though you are not like properly like there's no way to be properly formed to analyze stuff on this game, because this game it's like unique to each one. Like you can have like a guy farming non-stop fame cult, and if he does dominate Fame Cult, like probably
JML.
most of the top, yeah, JML,
Three.
like
Three.
yeah, yeah, like most of the top players that are on the top Fame, they do dominate the dungeons that they are going to get into, and they are not gonna die inside the dungeon because they don't take any risk. And
Mhm.
if you are playing in, like, for example, a million fame sorcerer, it's not the same thing as you are playing in like a 2K sorcerer, you know? Even though you can have the full 4-4 on the
Mhm.
2K as well, you are not paying the same attention as you are playing with your main character, you know? Because probably the character that you have like 1 million fame took you like probably 2 years or a year, or I don't know how long it takes because I don't got any to that point. But that's the thing, you don't play with the same focus that you play with some throwaway, you know, that you just maxed like 2 minutes ago. That's the thing. Like, for example, myself, I don't play with my main paladin, that the one I'm playing at the moment, the same way I play with all the other characters, you know, because with the paladin I do actually pay attention to everything I do. And for example, if I'm gonna face tank the O3, I do know I'm gonna face tank because I know my curious didn't proc 15 seconds before, you know? Like, I know if I get a hit, I'm gonna proc and I have like the 2 seconds immune. So I can stay 2 seconds in extra longer than anyone else because I do know I have my armor to back up, you know? So
Mhm.
that's the safe way to play. Like, some people that don't like some people don't play that safe and they are like, oh, my curious didn't proc and I die. Like, of course it didn't proc because the curious did proc probably 5 seconds ago, and you are not paying attention and you don't know it was 5 seconds, and you are trying to do it to proc again, and and the curious has a 15-second cooldown, you know. So
Mhm.
that's the thing, people don't pay attention to small details that actually can be the death
Can
or
save your
the
ass exactly.
exactly. Exactly, the people like, that's something that people actually need to pay attention more. Like, if they want to like survive in the long run, you know.
Uh huh.
So yeah, that's the thing.
That's absolutely a thing that you only learn like when playing the game, like
Exactly, you don't
very
learn it by reading.
consistently.
Yeah, you don't
Exactly.
learn like you don't learn how to control the curious like immune by like reading in the Wikipedia and stuff like that, you know. Like, you actually need to understand and actually need to try it a lot of times. Like, at the beginning, I did Blink and I did Nexus with very low HP. First of all, because the Curious proc and I got saved, and second of all, because I was trying to understand how to proc it like properly, and how to count in my head, like without
Mhm.
counting. You know, like, if it makes any sense. Like, keep the track of time. That's the thing.
It's
That's
like get
things
the
you
perfect
have.
timing of the item
Yeah,
to activate again, pretty much.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. You need to actually have it like in like in your head. Like, you cannot do it like by reading. You actually need to play the game every single, like, a lot of times. Not every single day. Like, I don't play the game every single day at the moment. Like, I have stuff to do most of times. But if you do play the game, and when you play it, you waste a bit of time to understand it.
Hmm.
That's how you improve, and that's how you're gonna get like far.
Hmm.
You know.
All right, now we're
So
gonna
yeah.
go to more personal alike questions. Are you single?
No. Do you wanna marry me? What the fuck?
Yes,
No,
just
no,
kidding.
I'm not single. No, I'm not single.
Uh, are you single actually when you began playing rotmg?
Dude,
Or
I
did you
started
meet
playing
your
the game with
girlfriend?
12. Man, I was 12 years old.
It's
Like,
very
when
kid
I started
actually.
playing the game. It was 12 years ago. I don't think it was 12. I think it was 14. But yeah, no. Like, when I started playing the game, like, it was like when I was in school, dude. Like, that's the thing.
I see. Do you have brothers? I know the questions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do have, and he plays, yes. Yeah,
They
I
want to
have a
ask
brother that
you,
plays.
does your girlfriend plays rotmg?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. But she watches. Like, probably she's like my number one fan because every time I stream, she opens my stream to leave it open and to watch
Uh-huh.
sometimes. So yeah,
It's a
she
good
doesn't play,
company.
but she watches. She's watching the podcast as well. So keep up with that in mind, and don't make me like Too much personal questions. Thank you.
So yeah. Um,
But yeah, she doesn't play, but she likes it. Like she understands a bit, and I try to teach her. But maybe one day I can get her to play. Maybe one day. We have the hope, you know.
I know you have a brother that plays rotmg, but how many brothers do you have, and if they are
I
very
got
active in the game or
no,
no?
no, no. I just have one that plays. Like the other one is it's young and he doesn't care about the game. I did try
Oh,
one
sad.
time, but yeah, he doesn't want to learn. That's the thing. I did let him try to play in my account, like make a new character,
Hmm.
so he can have the pet. That's actually the hardest thing to have. So yeah, he didn't enjoy it anyway. So I didn't try again. But yeah, that's the thing. Like this game is good, but it's good for a certain type of people that actually try to like they actually enjoy the type of game, not trying to do anything like to play Realm of the Mad God. You actually need to like games that don't have an end and that are actually like too hard to like hard as well,
Hmm.
because rotmg is not that easy, like especially for people that are starting, like it's totally not that easy.
I do agree
so
that like
so
it's
yeah,
a
I
very
yeah,
specific niche for rotmg.
exactly. It's an age and like a taste, it's
Yeah,
like, for
pretty
example,
much.
wine. Not everyone likes wine. It's something that
Exactly.
you understand and you start to like it when you get like a taste for it. That's the thing. Like I do believe if people start to play like other games that doesn't have an end and that are hard, and they actually start to get like in a comfortable position, that was like I was in RuneScape, for example.
Uh-huh.
That's what got me into Realm of the Mad God, because it was a hard game and it was like the probably the same thing that doesn't have an end and you can do whatever you want.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I like in games. Like I like full freedom to do whatever I want.
And
And
old
actually
school
that
RuneScape, I think there is a lot of people that play rotmg that goes there as well, or even play that before.
yeah, probably I did play old school RuneScape and it was like a blast. I did enjoy it a lot. Now that I'm thinking of it, it was a very good time of like gaming area, gaming era. Like
But the
it was a
game
very
that
good
pushed
game.
you to another level was rotmg, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It was the only game that kept me playing it like for all these years. Even though,
Uh-huh.
for example, I do play World of Tanks as well for like pretty much the same time I play RotMG. It's like for like I think it's over 10 years as well because I have a special medal and everything I got for being there for 10 years. But that's the thing. Yeah, I did started play the games very young and I actually enjoy them.
Hmm.
And once I enjoy something, I don't actually like get
The
how do you say?
attach
I
to
don't
it.
get yeah, I do get really attached and I don't get like fatigued from it. Like I don't
Uh-huh.
get um I don't get enough. Like every time I play it, like I always want more. That's the thing.
Exactly. That's the same feeling that I do have in rotmg as well.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
AJ is asking, will Bocas make another game besides rotmg?
Dude, I'm telling you, you should play World of Tanks with me. I'm telling you, we should actually start you to play what you would enjoy it. If you want to play, like I would really enjoy like playing what with you and teach you like everything I know. I do actually know a lot of the game. So if you ever want to try it, and if your stream wants to see it, I think they should spam it like one of these days. I'm gonna make it happen. Like everyone starts spamming you, so you can actually learning what.
I will
Like it's a
see.
good
I
game
will
to
see.
chill. It's a good game to chill.
I will
Or
see.
whatever you wanna play. Like I don't know if you play FPS or not, but like shooter games.
Okay, we can give you a try that later.
Yeah, sure. One of these
So
days.
I'm gonna open the chat for people. If you want to ask like anything about Bocas, like if you have like any
Hey,
other
hey, hey.
questions as well,
Chill. Not anything, okay? Like personal
anything,
questions
anything.
are like a limited. Chill out a bit. Chill out a bit because yeah. Keep in mind, my girlfriend is watching. Thank you.
Does he like his girlfriend?
I do, I do, I do. Don't do that. Like, ask me something about the game or whatever. But yeah,
She's watching him.
yeah, she is.
Good
I do
answer.
stream for everyone that wants to know. I do stream. If you wanna hit a follow, it's a
Oh
good
yeah.
way to do it.
So we're gonna finish the I do sweet. I see.
Sweats.
I see.
Dude,
I
I'm not
see.
sweating, but yeah, chill, chill. It's good. It's good. Like I think it's good for everyone. Like and everyone is gonna have it in like in the future. Like when you get like older and stuff, like if you want, of course. Like no one is forced to have like a relationship, but it's something important in your life as well. Like have someone to be there for you. It's actually very good
Have
and
like a
like
good
compensating.
company. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
like you are
It's
always nice
very
and stuff.
important.
Yes, it's very important for everyone as well. Like, and saying a relationship doesn't need to be relationship. Like, I know people that don't like have a relationship and they have like don't make fun, but like having a dog or having a pet can also make that
Because
void. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pronto. Okay. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, you can always have something, but you always need to have something. Like, being
exactly,
alone is not good for like in the long term for like for anyone. Like, oh, of course, like when you are young, you are very brave and everything. But when you get older, it's always good to have someone there. So it's not bad, and you shouldn't be afraid. Okay. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad.
exactly.
Sometimes it's
Like
shit.
if you answer this question, do you have a friends, and you say no, I don't have friends, and you're
That's a
totally
bullshit. You
right.
have someone
Just
there.
bullshit.
You have always someone. Yes.
You you
You
have
talk to someone or
we
whatever.
are always he playing the game. Like I'm of course I'm a casual player that plays 24/7.
24/7. Yeah, I'm also a casual player. I don't play 24/7, but I play like 12, 12 and a half maybe. I do play a lot as well sometimes. Like and it's good to tell everyone like the Discord is totally like judge free and you can also come to the Discord and talk to
Exactly.
anyone. So if you ever need like company and you are tired of listening to someone saying left and right, you can come and if you die, we are probably gonna laugh and help you rebuild. That's a good thing as well.
Exactly.
We actually if you come and you die, we actually help you farm again so you can have something, okay? You're not gonna be like with hand up with a 08 and no one to help you. So yeah, we are gonna help you if you want to get help, of course. And don't expect like we are gonna just give you like straight up full 8-8, like you're
Yeah.
gonna have to farm. Like we can actually help you build up a bit, but you actually have to farm with us. Like I'm not just gonna get you like 60 potions for free, like just for that. Because
Hmm.
myself actually needs them as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
if you wanna hang up and like learn about the game, you
Another
can always
thing as
come.
well. Uh, we don't witch hunting. So as Bocas say, we're
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
free
people
for anyone.
that
Just
you
come.
can do
Like
whatever you want. If you want to play using cheats, you go on and do the thing. But we're not gonna go there and judge you, you know? So it's your own decision. You do whatever you want.
yeah,
But
it's
like
the only one
for
fault.
people that don't use the vitamins, as so-called say, uh, we are welcome to introduce you guys for this new environment because it's I know how hard it is to stop using this thing, you know. Like back in the days on my old account, I was using it and that was so difficult. So I think more than anything else, it's important to give like example and show to people, oh, you should go to this way, so we're gonna help you along with, you know, pretty much. So yeah,
Uh,
that was the podcast, the first podcast interview with Bocas. The
Yeah.
project name is Oryx Cast. We're gonna release all the conversation soon. I think today yet on Spotify. I will make sure to link the Spotify here on this channel. And the next episodes we're gonna keep releasing here, so you guys can interact with the inviters, right?
With
And
the guests,
with the
with the
guests.
guests. Yeah.
I forgot to say I'm not fluent in English, so I'm doing my best
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah. It's fine.
So yeah, everyone, thanks a lot for watching. Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
that was so much fun. I appreciate your presence. I didn't expect like to get this good welcome from community. The participation through chat, from the subs. The I was watching over here, but I saw like a couple subs over here showing up. And thanks a lot for everything. I will keep up this project alive. Don't worry about that. I will keep this project alive. And it's not like a easy task for me, but slowly but surely I will improve on my communication. I will make sure to study English so I can be more fluent with it. And that's it. I will put the Bocas networks on description on this. I mean on the chat right now. So
Yeah.
make sure to follow him over there. He do stream on Twitch. Like I say to him to go every day, but he doesn't.
I can't. I cannot go every day, man. I swear to God. Sometimes I'm too tired.
Let me fix
But yeah, I
the.
will try. I will try to stream more. I'm actually doing good.
Let me get
I
the
did stream a lot these
Bocas.
past days, actually.
Yeah, he did it. So you guys can
Now,
contact
now
him
I
on
hear everyone.
Discord. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna fix it on the chat. All right. You guys can follow Bocas over there. Give here. All
Yeah.
right. There we go. It's pinned. So his Discord is over there. It's Bocas hashtag 4710. His Twitch is twitch.tv/Bocas. You guys can give like an amazing shout out to him over there once he comes online. Hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow.
Dude, I am
And
online. What the fuck do you mean?
yeah, he's online. That's how we got like a good conversation with him. He barely say to me whenever he's online, not a bitch.
Man, I
But so
was I
yeah,
was online.
people from Davian stream, shout out to you guys. From Bibi's movie stream, shout out to you guys as well. Thank you a lot for watching. We're gonna raid Bocas right now. So
No, don't do it. I'm gonna leave now as well. I was doing it for the
are you
podcast.
gonna leave? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Rate someone else. Rate someone else.
let me raid somebody else on Twitch.
Thank you so much, guys, for everything. But yeah, someone is asking if you can go shatters now. That's your job.
We're
You should
gonna
carry
do
someone.
shatters, don't worry. We're gonna do shatters,
Yes,
don't worry.
you need to carry people. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Thank you for